Welcome back to the Dragon's Lair, everybody. My name is Wade, and this is my show, Let's Talk, where we talk about Warhammer 40k. I'm a hardcore Tyranid player. I've been playing Tyranids for about 20 years, and we're in 10th edition right now. The Codex has been out for a while, so I'm doing videos of all the units that I use and that I like, or things that I think is useful to talk about. So we're talking about Winged Hive Tyrants. Now, ninth and 10th is definitely not the same. We've come a ways. I'm not going to say a long ways, but the end of ninth we were super strong, and 10th, saw a rebalancing. So here we are talking about the Winged Hive Tyrant. I'll tell you about what I like and what I don't like. So movement 12. Movement 12 is pretty cool. I also want to say that I'm filming all these from the perception of running Invasion Fleet. Although I feel that there are other useful detachments to bring and to use, and I'm definitely going to bring that up, but I just want you to know that I think Invasion Fleet gives us the best tools to win games. So, there's that. Movement 12, which is good. Remember, look down in the keywords where you see fly, and remember that flying works differently than it does in 9th. So in 10th, you have to measure the diagonal distance. So it's not just about horizontal distance anymore. Now there's the height. So you're measuring the diagonal distance. Remember that. Tough 9. It sounds like a lot. It's not. Your Winged Hive Tyrant will get melted. That's just plain and simple. Ballistas Dreadnoughts, Dreadnoughts with plasma cannons, Imperial Guard tanks, Bright Lances, Dark Lances, Lances, Melt Guns, Plasma Guns, Las Cannons. Your Tyrant will get melted. Tough 9 is not enough. 2+ save. 2+ save helps. A lot of times it's going to be turned into a 3. Many times it's going to be turned into a 4. And 4+ invulnerable definitely helps. 4+ invulnerable keeps the sucker alive. And that's a pretty big deal. 10 wounds, standard on a tyrant. Leadership 7. Not that it matters because you are a synapse unit. So if you go down to the keywords and see where it says synapse, that means it gives synapse. If you look over in faction where it says synapse, that means it benefits from synapse. So just keep that in mind. So you're going to be rolling a leadership on 3d6. It's almost... I have not failed a leadership in 10th edition, and I've played a dozen games. Objective Control 3. That's okay, and it matters. I have never won or lost control of an objective. I've always outright taken it and held it indefinitely. So, I don't know, maybe that's good, maybe that's bad. So there's a conversation here to be had about weapons. If you look in the lower right-hand corner where it says, this model is equipped with Monstrous Bone Sword and Lash Whip, that's one weapon, Bone Sword and Lash Whip, and then Tyrant Talons. So if you go over to Tyrant Talons, you will see that in the current configuration with Monstrous Bone Sword and Lash Whip and Tyrant Talons, it's 2 melee weapons, and on your turn, you have to choose which one to use. You can only use one of those 2. Alright? So that's why going down to the War Gear option, I think the best option for the Winged Hive Tyrant is to go with replacing the Bone Sword and Lash Whip with Monstrous Scything Talons. Because if you look at the Monstrous Scything Talons, those gain 4 extra attacks. So extra attacks, you get the melee weapon that you choose, and then anything that comes with extra attacks. So that way you're talking 9 attacks, weapon skill 2, strength 7, AP 2, 2 damage. Okay, so let's talk about that. 9 attacks, pretty good. 2+, doesn't get any better than that. Strength 7, it's okay. Strength 7's okay. You're not going to double tough Marines, which means you're wounding Marines on a 3, but that's not bad. AP 2 is better, so I call AP 1 good, AP 2 gooder, and AP 3 best. Anything AP 3 or higher is good. It's really good. Go with that. AP 4 is crazy. So you're wounding Marines on a 3. AP2 is better, and 2 damage, which means you kill a Marine with each wound that goes on. So a Winged Hive Tyrant that charges a unit of 10 Marines, you're gonna kill 2, 3, 4 of those guys. Just logically, statistically, you're gonna get kills. If you if you build to kill Marines, you'll have a better time killing everything else. Um, just statistically, the up and down of the math, saves, AP, everything like that. So obviously, you'll do better against Fire Warriors and better against Guardsmen and not Orc Boys, because Orc Boys are now 5s, but whatevs. So I don't suggest putting a gun on him. He's got the 12 movement, and with a charge, you should be able to get the job done. You could put a gun on him, maybe a heavy venom cannon, just to give him some range. Yeah, maybe. Um, Deadly Demise, so over in core, Deadly Demise, so if he dies, roll a d6, which he will. Roll a d6. If you roll a 6, then everything in 6 inches takes d3 mortal wounds. Deep Strike. Deep Strike is kind of where the money is here, because you can use him as a terror tactic. You can drop him in backfield. Keep in mind, when he deep strikes, you have to be anywhere that is 9 inches away from an enemy unit. So you're going to have to roll the 9-inch charge. Plain and simple. You can come in, you can shoot, but you can't move. So if you want to charge with that unit, it's got to be the 9-inch charge, which, is doable. It's not undoable. Keep a free CP for command reroll, and you might be money. Shadow on the Warp, Synapse, Will of the Hive Mind. So this is going to give you a free stratagem every turn, anything within 12 inches. It's going to cost 0 CP. Now keep in mind that the data slate changed it so it only works for battle tactics. But lo and behold, in Invasion Fleet, Rapid Regen, which gives you Feel No Pain 6 or Feel No Pain 5 if you're in Synapse, is a battle tactic. So what I'm suggesting is that you use your free you use your free CP, and you use the battle tactic Rapid Regen on him to give him Feel No Pain 5, and I think that's a pretty good use because you're getting it for free anyways. Paroxysm is kind of cool. I don't think it's super useful. So at the start of the fight phase, you can select one enemy unit within 12 inches that is visible to this model and roll on a d6. On a 1, the Psyker suffers d3 mortal wounds, just like you fail the Psychic test. On a 2+, until the end of the fight phase, subtract 1 from the attack characteristic of weapons equipped by models in that unit. It's helpful. Statistically, it's going to bring down the hurt that's put upon the Hive Tyrant. I want to put a big shout out there for Vanguard. If you're using Winged Hive Tyrants in Vanguard, so if you look down at the keywords, you see where it says keywords where it says Vanguard. That would mean that a Winged Hive Tyrant in a Vanguard list could, so the two abilities that it gives Vanguard units the ability to fall back and charge, and then it gives Vanguard units the ability to charge after advance. So a Winged Hive Tyrant in Vanguard could move 12 inches, advance 3 statistically, 3 or 4, so that's 15, and then charge for 7. So 22 inches is your statistical average. That's pretty freaking great, and you're ignoring buildings and terrain and other models and blah 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 blah. My Vanguard list has 3 Winged Hive Tyrants in it. Just plain and simple. So keep that in mind. I think Winged Hive Tyrants are great. Keep in mind Rapid Regen works pretty good. I would suggest Adaptive Biology, so the phase after they take a wound. So they have Feel No Pain 5, and the phase after they take a wound is Feel No Pain 4. I know that kind of contradicts the Rapid Regen, but that's a pretty good enhancement for them. Maybe Synaptic Linchpin and give them the 9-inch Synapse. I keep my Perfectly Adapted for my regular Hive Tyrant. But I like them, although they're a step back from the 9th edition Winged Hive Tyrant. The 9th edition Winged Hive Tyrant was a madman, and I loved him. All my friends hated him, and he was a madman. Alpha Strike and all kinds of stuff all over the world. Anyways, I really love sharing this content with you guys, and go ahead and check out the rest of the items on this playlist, because there's a lot of info here. We here at the Dragon's Lair understand that you can spend your time anywhere on the internet. Thank you for spending your time here with us at the Dragon's Lair.